Hello! Welcome to my AMC Fun Engagement Day. Today it's another week and I hope to share with you guys today a little bit more of the insights of AMC cooking temperature and time again. Alright, today what I have here is I have prepared some vegetables, lots of vegetables, 5 types of vegetables, which is actually the recommended colorful vegetables intake that we should consume every day. Alright, so and then I am preparing soup, which is a vegetable fish soup, and our third dish I am going to prepare some miso soup. Alright, so today is all about soup and cooking different types of soup. If you realized by now that we need different cooking temperature for different types of soup. Now we have thick soups and we have thin soups. What are thick soups? Most of the time we relate it to the Western type of soup where we have thick soup. But do you know that in Asian culture, Chinese soup also has some thick soup? And of course, we have thin soups as well, alright? And we have other types of soup, which is, we are talking about some international kind of cuisine now, where I have prepared some miso soup today. I'm going to prepare some miso soup today, which is Japanese, alright? So let's start cooking now. Now I have here an AMC pot, a 20 centimeter in diameter and 4 liter pot over here, which I'm going to use to cook this vegetable soup today. Alright, this is a very common Asian Chinese soup. In fact, it is called the ABC soup, or in Cantonese it's called the lo son tong. Alright, so what I have here, I've cut them into chunks. And if you have noticed that my carrot is in chunks, my potatoes are actually cut into half. These are washed potato which I have the skin on. It's good to consume the skin as well because that gives you different types of nutrients, alright? So I have big chunks of potato. Now why do I cut these potatoes in super big chunks? Because potatoes are known to have very good potassium level, which is actually a kind of salt, alright? Potatoes. So what I have put down here, if we cook potatoes in soups correctly, we're supposed to be able to taste some umami, some potassium taste, which led us to have less salt in our cooking. Alright, so potassium is actually very good. When you cook it with the AMC cooking system with the right temperature and time, you'll be able to retain most of the potassium, and hence your soup, you don't even need to add salt. Alright, so I have here 500 ml of water. What I'm going to make here, it's a very common one that most of you may be able to relate to. And I'm covering my pot here with an AMC Secure Quick Lid. This AMC Secure Quick Lid comes with 4 valves, alright? 4 valves. 360-degree valve, which you do not have to worry about explosion and anything like that, alright? Just in case the pot is too hot. And there's another valve here, and there are, of course, another 2 valves which is within this screw item here, alright? So, cover it. Cover my pot here. I'm gonna lock it. So after I lock it, I'm gonna just hook up my audiotome onto the Secure Quick Visiotome, and I would turn on my Navigenio stove here to automatic mode, and I'll press the middle button over here to activate my audiotome. Now, what if I have forgotten about, the timing and the temperature that I wanted to cook this soup, alright? I do not have to worry so much because the AMC cooking system is able, allows me to download an app which is called the AMC Cook and Go app. So once I've selected it, you see that the audiotome over here is now connected to the app as well. So when I select, there are many recipes. In fact, there are more than 1,000 all recipes. There are more than 1,000 recipes over here. And if I do not want to select from the recipe one by one, what I do is I scroll down and I select AMC cooking time. And here I'll be able to select the cooking time that I wanted to cook this one. Alright. Now, once I've selected, the AMC app would be able to connect to my audio term. Start now. When I click Start Now, this is when my cooking is now connected. You can see, you can observe from the audio term, there's blue light because it's connected via Bluetooth. Alright, so I have this on my app. I can adjust from here. It's shown on my mobile phone, so I'll be able to step out of the kitchen and I am still able to monitor my cooking over here. So with this pot of soup, what I'm going to do is I have selected here a soft pressure. Soft pressure means I am cooking this pot of soup between 103 to 113 degrees Celsius for 3 minutes. Alright, and we'll be able to bring all of the ingredients here to the softness that we want to consume without destroying so much of the nutrients. We are keeping all of this goodness intact. Alright, so that is how convenient it can be when we have an automatic cooking system like this one. Alright, so it's connected, yeah? So if you have forgotten, how much time to set and all that, this is what you can do. Next, I'm going to bring you to a bean soup. Now this is a very ordinary. I would say this is 家常便饭. 家常便饭 as in when we are cooking every day at home, we are really like running a marathon. We cannot give up on our cooking because we are bringing healthy food and nutritious food to our family and to ourselves as well. So I am here, I am going to make a thin soup. This I will transform it into a thick soup later. And over here I have my AMC hot pan, 24 centimeter in diameter hot pan. So I'll cover this. I have a removable handle over here which I can just easily put it in and lock it. This is for easy storage purposes. If you do not have a lot of space at home, right? You can actually consider having a removable handle like this one. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I want to in the empty hot pan, I want to add my garlic and my ginger. Add my garlic and my ginger. I want to preheat all of these to bring out the good flavor. So what I do here is I wanted to preheat with level 4 heat. Now, preheating all these condiments like garlic and ginger at level 4 heat and up to what temperature, I can also hook up my audio term over here just to remind me, turn it on, just to remind me to come back to attend to this garlic and ginger which I am going to sort of brown it a little bit, alright, up to this 50 degrees Celsius, which is in our AMC terminology, it's the meat window. This thing which looks like a piece of stick, so we call it the meat window. Alright, so when temperature is up, that is when it's time for me to add the rest of the ingredients which I have prepared. Fish here, fish slices, and this is fish broth which I have prepared yesterday, and some vegetables which I have also cleaned and prepared yesterday. Now, when I was preparing this fish broth over here, I have used the same cooking method like what I did to the AMC, to the vegetables broth here that I am making. Alright, so when I keep it overnight, you can see that this is the milky type of fish broth which has lots of collagen. It's collagen that is concentrated, which I can use to transform into a thin soup as a soup broth, right? As the base of my vegetables and fish thin soup today, alright? So this was prepared yesterday. It's milky and it's naturally milky with lots of collagen that is concentrated, alright? That is what I'm going to use for my soup broth. Now look at these vegetables over here. I have no time to prepare today, to cook today, right? So what I have done is I have actually prepared it a day before, and I put it into a combi bowl, an AMC combi bowl like this one with the hermetic seal, which I am able to press and remove the air to close it tight before I store it into the refrigerator. This is how I keep all my vegetables fresh. If I have to prepare them in advance, like 1 or 2 days in advance, it will be able to help us to preserve all of these vegetables fresh. And of course, when it comes to vegetables, we need some time to prepare, right? So sometimes we may find it challenging when we do not have the time to be able to attend to our meals quickly and on an immediate basis. So this is how we can do it conveniently. When you have a good cooking system at home, you are basically using a full range of stainless steel product here, stainless steel cooking system that is helping you not just to keep fresh, not just to cook at the right temperature, but you will also be able to clean and ensure that everything can be cleaned easily. So this is the good thing about stainless steel cooking system, all right, because it is helping you to also maintain the hygiene in your cooking system. You observe all of our cooking system, right? Even when we have used it for many times, we can easily clean it inside and even outside of the pot when we are using our cooking system. So stainless steel is of value because of this reason, all right? It is able to, we are able to maintain everything properly, okay? So as much as we are cooking what sounds like complicated, but it's actually not so. When we are cooking different type of soup, we need to cook them with different temperature. Like what we are doing here in this soup, we are cooking like between 103 to 113 degrees Celsius, right? But it can be simplified in the AMC system as the soft setting. The soft setting, all right? And when we are preheating, when we have to preheat our pot, we have a 50 degrees Celsius to actually preheat and brown our condiment a little bit, all right? And that is 50 degrees Celsius, which in our AMC terminology is simply the mid window, all right? You can see the temperature is actually creeping up towards the mid window. So when it's done, it will actually call me to attend to it again, all right? So now the third soup, which I'm going to cook now, it requires us to just cook up to, here's a cup of water, alright? So what I want to do is, I really just want this to be cooking at 50 degrees Celsius, alright? So I hook up my audio term, and the same thing, I am going to set it at automatic cooking, alright? So on my audio term, I will just press to select automatic to cook it up to 50 degrees Celsius. So I'm boiling this water up to 50 degrees Celsius automatically. Now why do I cook this water? Why do I bring it to boil to 50 degrees Celsius? I'll let you know later as we attend to the second soup that we are cooking over here. Now turn off the audio term. Alright, so here I have my garlic and my ginger, which I am browning. Alright, I choose not to add oil to brown all my garlic and my ginger. You see that it is brown enough without us adding any single drop of oil. Alright, so what I like to do is I will just add in my vegetables direct. So I do not add additional oil. It is only fat from the good fish broth that I have prepared in advance. Alright, so I am eating all the natural fat. Okay, so So this is just one pack of vegetables over here. I can just turn off the heat first. Alright, as I slowly add in my ingredients, I will just turn off my heat. Alright, this is just one pack of vegetables, about 250 grams of spinach here. Why do I like to select this red spinach? Because they are full of iron. They are iron-rich vegetables with colorful vegetables. We are surely to be able to absorb and consume more nutrients. Alright, so this fish, which I have purchased and just marinated lightly with salt and pepper, I'll just add it in onto the vegetables. These are thinly sliced toman fish. Alright, I've just marinated with salt and pepper, yeah? So I want to make thin soup from these ingredients. Now I can add in my soup broth. My fish soup broth. And I like to have more soups, alright? So what I do is I'll add another bowl of water. Okay. And then I'll cover this pot. This is a pan actually, which I am using to cook soups. Alright, I turn it on to to A mode on my Navigenio. And now I am cooking this soup for just 1 minute. Okay? When the temperature creeps up to the carrot window, which is 80 degrees Celsius, it will start to simmer for 1 minute, and this is the setting that I wanted for my thin soup. Now, come back to our miso soup over here. So when it's done, I'll turn off the Navigenio and remove my audio term. Now, look at this 50 degrees Celsius water over here. Now, why do I boil it to 50 degrees Celsius? Simply because I wanted to have a good temperature, a safe temperature before I add in my miso. You may know or you may not know that miso is actually a very good probiotic food, which is good for growth of good bacteria and for the activity of our gut health. Alright, so miso, when we are cooking miso, we're not supposed to bring our water to a really rolling boil kind of boil. Alright, so a 50 degrees Celsius boil is very good, and when we are done boiling that to 50 degree, we can add in our soft tofu. And that will further reduce the heat of our water over here. Alright, and as much as we want to have low heat for this miso soup, we do not want to cook it to a water level, heat level that is not ideal for our tofu, because after all, we want our tofu to have that, to bring our tofu to the heat that we want to cook it. Alright, and this is now ready for us to add our miso. Alright, so just stir in our miso like this, and we will be able to preserve and not kill all of our probiotics goodness in this miso soup over here. Alright, just stir and mix it well. Now, as we are done with our miso soup, now we are coming back to our pressure cooked vegetable soup. It is done now. We can turn it off. And what I recommend us to do is we will transfer this soup pot over here to our ordinary cooking lid, which works as a coaster, so that this soup will actually cool down faster. It will cool down faster. Another way is you can actually put this soup pot in front of the fan if you want to have faster cooling of temperature. Now right now, because of safety concern, right, this is done with pressure cooking. You will not be able to open up the lid no matter what. This is for your safety concern. The system is designed in a way that you will never be able to open up no matter how hard you try, because there's a lot of pressure that has been built up within the soup pot. Alright, so this, when would you know when the pressure comes down? It is when the red indicator retract back to its original state, or retract back to the left side before this blue window over here. Alright, so as we speak, our thin soup is ready. Here we have our thin soup, which is done. We just turn it off. Turn off our Navigeno and turn off the audio term so that it doesn't beep and disturb you per se. Okay, you can see that vegetables are nicely cooked and fish is nicely cooked. Okay. You see, when we are cooking this thin soup this way, you will not disturb the physical membrane of your fish. Every piece of fish is nicely cooked, and it will not break so easily. You know, slices of fish is easy to break, right? So it doesn't look very nice when we serve. Alright, but over here what we do is just, you know, stir it a little bit, and then you will be able to serve easily. Transfer all your good vegetables. Now all vegetables will be green. It's supposed to be green, it will be green. So because of the well-controlled temperature, the perfect temperature control, you'll be able to cook up very nice colorful vegetables. This is a sign of nutrients being intact still in your cooking. Alright, so look at the garlic. Garlic is also cooked within the safe temperature so that we do not kill off the antioxidant goodness of the garlic. Alright, so just add in, and you can also pour your soup this way. The AMC pots and pans are designed with the rim like this for you to be able to pour your soup without soiling your tabletop. It is clean environment as you cook, so it is healthy, nutritious food. It is convenient. I can actually speak and do up a Facebook live sharing like this one to show you, and as I speak to you while I am cooking. Now, if you ask me whether I will be able to do the same thing if I am not using an AMC cooking system, I do not think I will be able to do so much of sharing if I am not cooking automatically with all of the cooking temperature being taken care of easily like this one. Alright, so you see, I do not add additional oil to actually brown my garlic and brown my ginger. So in a way, I am not taking any more calories, but I am able to consume natural fat. If you observe this thin soup over here, there's oil in the soup. Now this actually comes from the fish broth, which actually has natural fat in it. Alright, so when we are consuming, when we are eating, we want to eat nutritious food. We want to consume nutrients and not additional seasoning. Seasoning is good, of course, when we are cooking. We can make wonderful flavors, wonderful taste in our cooking. But it is also very important that we learn to cook up basic food. When basic food is concerned, we do not want to kill off the natural flavors of our food that we are cooking, right? So I will just stir a little bit more. There's this miso, which is not completely dissolved in this soup over here. That's okay. You see? So when we are cooking this way, we do not have to guess the temperature. We do not have to worry about this temperature killing the natural goodness of the food ingredients. Alright? It is so convenient when we do it this way with temperature guide. Alright? So this is, you see, 1 cup of water in just now when you saw me adding 1 cup of water in, and we can have 2 cups of miso soup over here that we are serving, simply because we do not over boil our liquid ingredients, and hence the liquid ingredients, the liquid content in the tofu is also very much intact. Alright, so 1 cup of water comes out, you have 2 cups of miso soup. So this is the wonder of our cooking system. Alright, let's come back and check on our soup here. Now, this is the vegetable soup, which I can release. Can you hear the pressure that I am releasing now? I'm able to remove, unlock a little bit, and you can hear the hissing sound of that from within the pot. Now, I can do this because the temperature is coming almost back to its original point. Alright, when you hear the thick sound just now, we will be able to unlock easily, alright, without forcing it. So this is my vegetable soup. Now some people may be, some of you may have elderly and young children at home, right? What if you are cooking a pot of soup and the elderly wanted to have a different flavor, different type of soup, alright? You see, I cook this for just 3 minutes, yeah, simmer for just 3 minutes, and the vegetables has come to this kind of tenderness. Alright, you see? And these are big chunks of potatoes. Alright? So, you see? It is so soft. In fact, when you are cooking with the AMC cooking system, if you want to have a thick soup, you do not even have to have like a machine in order to be able to cook this. Alright? So when you want thin soup like this one, vegetable soup, for, you know, this is a more traditional way of consuming this soup, we will also be able to consume this soup differently. Now let me transform this soup into a different soup by just using a hand blender. A very simple hand blender will do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to blend all of these ingredients because they are so soft, right? It's so easy, in fact, to actually blend the whole pot into thick soup, and we are transforming this pot of soup into a very different recipe. Alright, so basic cooking is very important. We are bringing all of our ingredients to the softness that we want, whilst retaining all of the nutrition, goodness and flavors, the natural flavors of it. Alright, so this pot of soup, I will just need 10 seconds. Bear with me, this is going to be a bit loud for 10 seconds, alright? So I'll show you how it can be blended easily. 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds and it has come to this kind of consistency, all right? So okay, because I want it to be smoother, all right? Smoother, like what you like to normally have in your thick soup. Okay, I want it to be smoother, so I cook it this way. Now you can serve this way. There's still a little bit of good fiber in there, but that's okay because we need to consume good fiber when we have our good probiotics food that we have consumed. All right. So 1 pot of vegetable soup, we will be able to transform it into 2 different types of soup. A more traditional vegetable soup or a vegetable thick soup, which we can garnish with a dollop of yogurt as well as some rehydrated chia seed. Alright, this is all about adding additional nutrients into our food. Alright, so one pot of soup and we are transforming into 2 different types of soup. Right? We have that extra time when we are, if I'm not speaking to you, I have that extra time that I can actually prepare some other ingredients that I can think of to add on to our cooking here. So in a way, we are adding additional nutrients to our food, alright? Simply because you have a peace of mind when we are in the kitchen, because you do not have to tweak high or low heat when you are cooking, alright? So today, I am going to probably end this cooking sharing over here. Now, we have different temperature cooking, done easily from a home kitchen like this. You see, so this is the kind of convenience that we can have when we own a cooking system like this, where we can cook the right ingredients with the right temperature when it is, even when it is heat sensitive, from adding yogurt to adding miso to our soup base. Alright, just another tips for you. Yogurt is good when you add it to, you will kill all your yogurt probiotics bacteria when it comes to above 49 degrees Celsius, sorry. And for probiotics miso, it is actually 46 degrees Celsius. Hence why I boil my soup up to 50 degrees Celsius, and then I add in some tofu and the seaweed, which will reduce the temperature a little bit. And this is done easily with the AMC cooking system with a variety of temperature, all done with the indication on the audio, on the visual term, with the convenience of our audio term and our Navigenio stove that allows us to cook everything up automatically and conveniently. So here I wish you eat better, live better, and thanks for your attention on my AMC Fun Engagement Day. I hope to engage you again in my next session. So I'll see you again. Bye.